Good morning, everyone. I'm Fraser, the head coach for Noble Life. And this morning, I want to jump on here and talk to you guys about only needing one. Now, this thought has come to me through talking to people over the weekend about, of all things, golf. Now, I'm not a good golfer. I've done a few events with golf when I was working in the corporate world and done a few games of golf with other people and friends trying to get into it, but I'm not very good at it. And it's really down to just a lack of consistency, because I don't actually go golfing regularly enough. So we were thinking about this, we were talking about this, and everybody was always talking about that one shot. That one shot they made that made them feel amazing. And I was sitting thinking about that, and I could think of a few of those shots that I've made as well. There was one in particular when we had a company event, and as I say, I am not a good golfer, but I went for a drive, completely sliced it, but it bounced off of some concrete and was one of the longest drives of the day. And I was like, not only did that work out, but it was kind of funny as well because it bounced off the concrete. But then there's other times where I was out golfing with a good friend of mine who's actually a good golfer, and he gave me one or two tips, and I made a couple of those shots. And as a result, even though I don't necessarily call golf one of my hobbies, I don't say I enjoy golf, if he was to invite me out again, I would definitely go. But why? Because I only needed that one shot. I only needed that one swing, which connected beautifully, and it just soared through the air and lands exactly where I wanted to it, and then everything's okay. All of the other shots, which I messed up, the frustration, everything else goes away because of that one positive shot. Why the hell am I talking about golf, you might be asking? Well, quite simply because it is the same with everything else, every other game and in life. All you need is that one shot to remind yourself why you are doing this. Whether it might be a game of rugby. I remember playing rugby when I was at school and when I was a teenager, and finding it sometimes very challenging. And then that one time you would have one great tackle, that one great run, and then you'd be like, this is why I'm doing it. So why is it that when people go to do more of a life challenge, they say something like, okay, I am going to get this job, or I am going to lose this amount of weight, or I am going to do this challenge for my physical self or for my psychological self, or we are going to do this goal and we're going to save up as a family and get to go on this holiday. Why is it that people give up a lot quicker on these things? Why is it that instead of enjoying those small moments, they tend to just even forget why they're doing it? Well, it's actually a lot more simple than you might think. It basically boils down to the fact that they don't see it as a game. Now, I'm not saying that you should look at life as a game all the time, although in a lot of ways it really is. But what I am saying is, by completely isolating everything else in your life, you're not going to be driving towards your goals the same way you would as if you were playing a sport or a game. And when you drive towards something like it's a sport or a game, you tend to be more successful. Now, you could argue that this is because you're not taking the consequences into account, but that's not true. That's a story. That's an excuse that people use so that they don't need to do that. What we call it within the Noble Life is RTC, your reason to continue. So we don't just set a goal. You don't just set a goal and say, okay, I'm going to lose 5 kilograms. That's one part of a goal. And even that goal is one part of a vision. Because unless you've got that vision and dug deep into why you are doing something, you will not have the drive to continue. You need that RTC, you need that reason to continue. We're not just talking about fitting into a nice dress or fitting into your old pair of jeans. We're talking about why. So you might say, right, energy levels. You might say, I want to feel more confident. But then you dig deeper and you dig deeper and you dig deeper. And it might be something along the lines of, you want to be a better role model for your children. You don't want your health to deteriorate to the point where you're not able to enjoy life, and as such you're not able to look after and provide for your family. There's much deeper levels to everything, and I just use that. I just use fat loss as an example. Now, if that's fat loss, can you imagine what you do when you go deeper in everything else? You might have seen the post I did for Deepavali, the Festival of Lights, and I highlighted the main reason for that festival, which is to identify and remove the darkness from in yourself so that you can allow the light. Now, this is exactly what we do every single time we set a vision and set our goals. And if you do not do that, you're not setting a vision or setting a goal, you're setting a target. This is why the Noble Code is so important. This is why you've got to live with pride, with passion, with purpose, and have power. The pride is your facts, your honesty, the data, what actually matters, what is the real truth in anything. That can be honest with yourself, honest with other people, honest with what's actually happening, what are you doing, the facts, the data, the tracking of everything that you're doing. Then you've got the passion, that's your feelings. Take a look at your feelings. Are they moving in a positive direction or are they pulling you back? Either way, take a step away from them and have a look and see what the facts are telling you and how you actually feel about it. Then you're going to take a look at the focus. This is the actual focus of what you want. Now, this can be done whether it's a small situation that you're trying to resolve or whether it's a big picture thing in life. If you have that focus, you know exactly what you want. If you have the honesty and you're actually looking at your feelings, you can see what the problem is. Then you get the power. The power is the results. Once you start to see the results, that's when you start to get motivated, because once you see that first result is that one that you need to keep yourself moving. Now, that sounds great. But one of the biggest things that people neglect to do is that when they are setting these visions, they say, what do I want? What do I want? What do I want? What do you mean, what do I want? Why is that so vague, Fraser? What do I want isn't a real question. Of course it is. What do you want in life? What do you want for yourself? What do you want for your family? Not material things, but actual life itself. Now, take a look at yourself. What are you discontented with? What are you unhappy about? What would you prefer was not the case? Get all that darkness out on paper or on a Word document or on a type form or on absolutely anything. It doesn't really matter. But get it out so you can see the darkness, so you can see the negativities that you want to get changed. Because unless you've identified it, you don't really know what it is. And if you don't know what it is, how do you hope to eradicate it? You can't. You first have to identify the negativities, identify the darkness. Then you can truly see what you need to do in your vision, what you need to do when you're setting your goals. Once you have your place that you're in right now that you want to change, then you have your vision and where you want to go. That makes the roadmap a lot easier to forge. And all you need is to bear in mind that you will have that one swing at golf that will keep you moving. As long as you've set up and made sure you've got all the right equipment and the right tools and the right mindset to start the game in the first place. And with that said, guys, I will leave it there. But if you want to make sure that you see these coaching tips, if you want to make sure that you do not miss a video and that you see more content like this, join our Facebook group. And if you're interested about what we do within Noble Life and are thinking about becoming a member, click on the link and book a call with me, and we can take a look at your journey, at your vision within a call, and get you on the first step towards improving yourself. Okay guys, have a great week ahead, and I'll talk to you soon. Cheers.